No, it was a lovely day yesterday, even though it absolutely chucked it down at all the wrong times. But the Princess of Wales is the smiling face throughout the morning and certainly on all of the newspapers today. They're saying she's resumed public duties, but only as and when she feels well enough to, because, as she said in her statement the other day, she's still continuing her cancer treatment.
Yeah, crowds cheered as Princess Catherine appeared with the King and other members of the royal family on the balcony at Buckingham Palace.
There was a 41-gun salute and an RAF fly-past that luckily the weather cheered up just enough for the fly-past, which was great. And it was all to mark His Majesty's official birthday, following, of course, the Trooping the Colour.
Well, let's talk to former royal butler Grant Harold, who joins us now. Good to see you this morning, Grant. I mean, it really was quite something yesterday, wasn't it, to celebrate the King's official birthday by seeing not only him looking well, actually, but the Princess of Wales as well, who we've all missed.
Absolutely. Good morning, Anne. Good morning, Stephen. Absolutely. I mean, it was amazing to be there and to actually see it. And to actually, you mentioned about the crowds. That was the interesting bit. Obviously, eventually I joined Cameron while doing the broadcasting later on. But before that, I was actually in the crowds. And what was extraordinary was as the coaches were leaving the palace and obviously the Princess of Wales went past, the cheers were extraordinary and people just so excited that to actually kind of see her go past. And the same again for the King. And it was really, I mean, you know, it's obviously, I imagine it's taken a lot out of them because obviously it's a big day and I'm sure there's a lot going on in their minds. But the fact that they actually, both of them were there, with the royal family, united royal family again, it was magical. And I think the public, despite that awful rain, it didn't dampen their spirits. If anything, it made them more determined, especially when they did the balcony appearance. I mean, it was amazing just seeing everyone kind of running forward, just once again to catch a glimpse of them on the balcony.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Sun newspaper today, they put a lip reader on the job who was watching particularly the Princess of Wales and her children go past. And apparently, I think it was Prince Louis or George, it was one of the boys, was pointing, they were pointing at and looking at the crowds. And he said to his mum, "They look so happy." And I think that's so true, isn't it? Everybody was just really happy that they were there for the King and then to have the added icing on the cake to see the Princess of Wales looking so good.
I think that was the lovely part. And as you said, I mean, the thing was, obviously, it was only the day before when she obviously announced she was going to be there. But even, as we all know, even on the day, there was still not 100% certain. And of course, when she suddenly appeared, it was just fantastic to see how the crowds were so excited, and it shows the kind of love that there is for her and obviously for the family. And again, with the children as well. I mean, you've obviously seen the little video clips of little Louis doing his little dance and everything. And I noticed this time the princess was behind him, and normally she's kind of telling him off, but she was kind of smiling at him. Obviously, kind of find it quite funny him doing his little Scottish jiggle, whatever he was kind of doing to the music. But it was just a lovely day. I said, despite the weather, it was a lovely day, and it was just nice to the family together. And interestingly, there's been a few things about royal protocol because it was noted that the princess and the king were both standing beside each other, where normally there's a bit of distance between them. And whether that was done purposely, whether that's been arranged, but it was quite nice to see the two of them standing side by side. You know, can I say, looking really well, which was fantastic.
Would the King have minded? I mean, I know that they're very close, but it's meant to be sort of his day, if you like. And, of course, he's not on the front pages. She is. Will he have minded about that or not?
No, not at all. If anything, you know, he adores his daughter-in-law. I mean, I remember that very clearly from my days there. And I also think he's very protective, like William is. He's very protective of his family, a bit like the late Queen was as well. And not at all. I think, obviously, his only concern will be as long as it's not becoming too much for her, because obviously, you know, he's aware that she's going through a similar battle. But no, the opposite. If anything, he'll be really happy that she's actually been able to do that and to kind of make that appearance. And no, he's not that kind of character at all. You know, if anything, it will make him actually smile and just be glad that she was actually able to be there. And again, he would have had the crowds cheering for both of them, and that would have meant a lot for him as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. The well-known cancer specialist Carol Sikora also interviewed on many outlets yesterday, saying how important for other cancer survivors and those fighting cancer right now, how important it is just to see the King and the Princess of Wales out and about, because it just sort of sends a message of hope and strength to everyone else.
Absolutely, and as you know, and other people kind of going through that or suffering, it doesn't, people go on with it, don't they? They go on with their lives, and whatever that might be, they don't, thankfully, they don't let these kind of things stop them. And it's the same with, obviously, them. Obviously, they've got the treatment going on, and I think she said, there's good days and bad days, but this just shows that, with this disease, fight it, get on with it, and getting on with the job. And that's what's amazing about the princess. With the late Queen, she had that kind of amazing kind of drive, didn't she? Where she just, whatever was getting thrown at her, she just carried on. And obviously this is very different for the princess, but she's got the same determination. And I think it's just wonderful that we got to see them out and about. And also that balcony appearance was just, it almost brought a tear to your eye.
Yes.
When you saw them all standing there and just looking across and just seeing them united again, even if we don't see that again for another few months or later in the year, but it was just lovely just to see that. And the rain, the extraordinary bit was, I don't know if you noticed, the rain suddenly stopped. I mean, this blue sky appeared as they walked out. It was almost like some heavenly sign. It was extraordinary.
I thought at that moment of the late Queen, and I thought, wouldn't she be proud?
Exactly.
She clearly, I mean, that's the whole message of monarchy, I guess, is that life goes on and the next generation comes forward and takes over. But wouldn't she have been proud of that lineup?
I think absolutely, and without sounding kind of strange about it, but when the clouds cleared like that and that blue sky, it was extraordinary to see it just suddenly happen. And the fly past you could see as clearly as anything. Mm-hmm. We were all kind of looking at each other thinking, is that some kind of sign? Because the late Queen loved that part, and it's almost that somebody just cleared the clouds and just for that moment looking on the balcony, just the picture was perfect and just lovely to see them all together smiling, happy. And I'm sure, and I'm hoping that for both of them, for their confidence and everything, it'll give them a real boost, carry on fighting this and just get better.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. Grant, good to see you, as always. Thanks very much.
Likewise. Indeed. Thank you.